And staying with issues that affect Connecticut families here, the United Way has released new data. They say it underscores how broken the child care system is. They also discuss what needs to change.
Now, families here are struggling to even find spots for their children, and then, of course, there's the cost. But the United Way says across the state, centers aren't even operating at full capacity.
President and CEO of United Way, Tepper Bates, is here to help us understand the bigger picture here. So first, let's discuss the statewide data and what you've learned from it.
Well, thank you very much. United Way of Connecticut is proud to operate 2-on-1 childcare, where we maintain the state's database of childcare programs, and we work every day with parents and providers to help families access the childcare they need. As part of our work through 2-on-1 childcare every year, we do a survey of actual capacity that childcare providers across our state offer. And what we found this year is that, in fact, only about 74% of the legally authorized childcare slots are available when a parent goes to look for that care they need to do their job.
So the governor has blue ribbon panel on child care. We're seeing lawmakers talk more about addressing some of those root challenges, but you and others have said the system is broken, as we just mentioned. The question becomes, what will it take to fix it?
Well, that's an excellent question, and I'm glad you brought up the Blue Ribbon Panel. Connecticut is very lucky to have had that study executed by experts, parents, child care providers, all who came together to think about what the challenges are. One of the big challenges noted in the report is what they called a chronic workforce shortage. And what they mean by that is that child care providers across the state, those who offer care in their homes and those who offer care in child care centers, all face a similar challenge. At the rates that they are able to pay for labor, they are finding very tough competition to get the workforce that they need to offer the amount of care that we know our workforce demands so that they can go to work themselves. Without enough labor in those centers or in those family child care homes, they simply cannot offer as many slots as they would like to and as their business plan called for. So that is definitely a challenge for our state.
We need to come up with solutions for that, certainly. So we've seen the lack of care burdening families across the state, and there are a number of possible policies already on the table. But I want to ask you on a personal level, what's been the most jarring for you to hear from these families?
I think it's very hard for our staff to hear from people who are sometimes even desperately trying to get back to work and aren't able to do it because they can't get care for a baby, perhaps a new baby in the household, or even for children who have been in care elsewhere, but for some reason either lost their slots or perhaps they moved. It's very, very hard for some families to find the care they need. And we know that this ties back to the challenge that we face as a state. We have some 100,000 jobs that need people to fill them, and yet people in our working age population are not able to enter the workforce. Sometimes that's because they simply can't afford childcare at the rates that they can make. Sometimes they just can't find it at all. So we're here to help at 211childcare.org, but we know that it's a challenge.
Yeah, some great resources there. All right. Thank you, CEO of United Way, Tepper Bates. We appreciate your time.